Princess Kate returns to the spotlight, joining the royal family for a weekend of remembrance. Catherine was seen on Sunday in a car alongside a bearded Prince William as they attended church in Balmoral. Across the world, many young people grow up in church only to drift away from their faith after high school. This had been the case for many, including Kate Middleton. Although she was raised in church, she eventually stepped away from her faith as she grew older. However, a recent experience at a local church transformed everything, prompting her unexpected public declaration of faith as a Christian who now believes in God. What did she experience, and what events led to this life-changing moment? Kate Middleton's life-changing moment began on a sunny Sunday. She had just wrapped up a busy schedule filled with royal duties, charity events, and family engagements. For many, it might be hard to imagine a future queen needing anything more in life. Yet, for Kate, there was a gnawing sense of restlessness, a longing she couldn't quite name. During an official tour in Scotland, things began to shift unexpectedly. The tour was supposed to be another series of appearances and speeches. Kate had visited countless churches and historical sites as a royal, but that morning a distinct chill hung in the air, with a soft drizzle misting the windows as her car approached an ancient stone church in a remote Scottish village. What happened next would change everything. Kate was the first to step out of the car, her heels clicking softly against the cobblestones as she approached the entrance of St. Columba's Church. Inside, the warmth and age of the church seemed to embrace her. The congregation was small, mostly villagers with weathered hands folded in their laps, offering genuine smiles. It was here, in this modest church, far from the grandeur of Westminster Abbey, that Kate found the spark that would change her life. As she stepped inside, Kate noticed an elderly woman with silver hair sitting alone in the back pew. The woman's gaze held an intensity that made Kate feel as though she was looking straight into her soul. There was a calm in the woman's eyes, a quiet confidence suggesting she had weathered many storms. Kate felt an odd urge to approach her, but as soon as she blinked, the woman had turned away, her attention back on the altar. The church service began with soft hymns, their melodies filling the stone-walled space. Kate took a seat in a front pew, trying to focus on the words, but her mind kept drifting back to the elderly woman. There was something about her, something beyond explanation, that felt like a whisper of fate. During the sermon, the priest spoke about faith, doubt, and the unseen. His words hit closer to Kate's heart than she cared to admit. Though she had been raised with some exposure to Christianity, she had never considered herself deeply religious. Yet here, in this simple Scottish church, she felt an inexplicable pull towards something greater. The service continued as usual until suddenly a hush fell over the congregation. The priest stopped mid-sentence, looking over the crowd with wide eyes. There was a collective intake of breath as people turned to see what had caught his attention. Kate followed their gaze and saw something that made her heart skip a beat. At the front of the church near the altar, a faint but unmistakable glow began to form. It was as if a soft light was emanating from thin air, gently illuminating the stone around it. The light pulsed and grew, casting a warmth that touched each person in the room. It wasn't blinding or overpowering, but undeniably present a phenomenon that seemed to defy logic. A murmur spread through the congregation. Some gasped, others covered their mouths in astonishment. Kate felt her heart pound, an intense mix of fear and awe building in her chest. As the light grew stronger, she noticed a faint shape within it, ethereal, indistinct, yet undeniably graceful. In that moment, she realized with absolute clarity that she was in the presence of something holy. The elderly woman at the back, who had seemed so calm earlier, gazed at the light with serene joy, her hands clasped in prayer. Kate felt tears prick her eyes, and before she knew it, they were streaming down her cheeks. Around her, others were openly crying, their faces lit by the glow. Time seemed to stop, and Kate was overwhelmed by a peace she hadn't known was possible. It filled every corner of her soul, dissolving doubts and insecurities that had plagued her for years. When the light faded, the church fell silent. The priest, his voice thick with emotion, led a prayer. The service concluded quietly, but most of the congregation lingered, reluctant to leave. Kate, too, felt a deep reluctance to step away from the warmth and belonging she had found there. As she was about to exit, she felt a gentle tap on her shoulder. Turning, she saw the elderly woman standing beside her with a soft smile. The woman spoke, her voice warm and knowing, sharing insights that seemed to reach straight into Kate's heart. She told Kate that the light she had seen wasn't just for everyone else, it had been for her. Tears filled Kate's eyes again as she nodded, unable to speak. Before leaving, the woman offered gentle words of encouragement, urging Kate to hold on to the moment and let it guide her. The drive back to Edinburgh was quiet, with Kate replaying the events in her mind. She couldn't rationalize what had happened. It was a miracle. That night, in her hotel room, she reached for a Bible in the nightstand drawer and began reading. It was the first time in years, but it felt right. Over the next few weeks, Kate found herself drawn to prayer and attending services more frequently, sometimes incognito in small churches. Her transformation didn't go unnoticed. William was the first to sense the change in her demeanor. She shared parts of her experience, and though he didn't fully understand, he supported her journey. As the months passed, her faith deepened, quietly shaping her actions and relationships. Kate's newfound faith gave her strength and purpose, guiding her through both challenges and joys. Kate's journey became a source of quiet inspiration for others. Though she never sought to preach, her story touched the lives of those around her, showing that even in the most unexpected places, faith and purpose could be found.